could see the dried up tears on my baby's face. I could only imagine how long she cried for me, how long she cried for mommy, calling my name, mommy, mommy. But mommy wasn't there. Mommy was busy in the market cutting down prices. What have I done? What have I done to myself? Being a mother takes great effort, time, and sacrifice. I remember those days when I used to walk down runways and shimmer my beauty and style on the faces of speculators. But my modeling days are over now. I'm now 3 times my former size. Yeah, that's what you get for having 3 kids under 7 years of marriage. My husband, that one, he still tells me I'm pretty though. Maybe because he doesn't want to hurt my feelings. Who knows? Ever since I gave birth to my last child, Mabel, my routine changed. I can't even remember the last time I had 3 good hours of sleep. It's like this child, she hates it when my eyes are closed. She's now 2 years old though, and my daily routine only increased. I wake up 2 hours before my children, make them breakfast, prepare their lunch boxes, make sure their uniforms are all sorted out. And then I wake them up, they have their bed before I start thinking of myself. I never like stressing my husband because I feel like I can handle everything all by myself. But it's obvious I need help. I'm exhausted. But what do? I'm an African mother, and African mothers don't show weakness. I am the pillar of my home. I am the pillar that holds my home. What would they think of me? What would my family think of me when they see that the weight is getting too much on me? These were the questions I always used to ask myself before this incident happened. I woke up one fateful morning, and as usual, I did all my morning rituals and everything. Took the kids to school. Mabel, she was still staying home with me at the time, but I always took her along when dropping off her siblings. The foodstuff in the pantry was almost finished, and I needed to stock up that day. My husband offered to help me earlier, but I told him not to bother because you know how it is. Letting your husband go to the local market is like sending Bill Gates shopping. Sometimes, foodstuff worth 100 naira would be sold to him for 1,000 naira, and he would bring it home smiling and telling me how he bargained with the seller before he finally agreed on selling for that price. That is the reason why I can't afford to let my husband finish our budget on 3 items when we could have gotten 10. After dropping the kids off at school, I ran some other errands and finally went to the market. Today is the day of the week when the market is flooded with sellers from different parts of the country. You can literally get any kind of basic amenity you want here on this particular day at cheaper prices. I had a list of the items I wanted to buy. Driving to the market was tough. Because the sun came out very early and I was already sweating in my car. I couldn't switch on the AC. You know how it is now. Scarcity of fuel in this country is so bad. So I had to economize. On getting to the market, I was already soaked in my own sweat. As I got out of my car, I had to wind up my windows because I remembered an incident of an old friend of mine. She came shopping in a local market one day, and before she could get back to where she parked her car, it was gone, stolen. I didn't want to take that risk, so I had to wind up my windows and lock the doors. I spent almost 2 hours in the market because I was never prepared for the high rise of products in the market that day. After so much long walk around the market, I had found where I could get these things cheaper, and it took me almost 2 hours to finally get everything I needed. Walking on this merciless sun of that morning, Soaked in my perspiration, I headed back to my vehicle. I could see from afar a multitude of people surrounding my car, and I saw someone smashing my windows. I ran there shouting, "Thief! Thief! Thief!" On my way, a bunch of men trailed behind me, carrying all sorts of weapons to nab the thief. My pace slowed down and slowed down when I saw that they were bringing Mabel out of the car, unconscious. Her mouth was filled with foam and her skin was peeling off. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The market women who surrounded her were all wailing and crying. I overheard one woman saying, "How person go forget pikin inside motor? How can someone forget a child in a car?" As I found my way through the crowd, I clearly saw my baby, my Mabel, lifeless. I quickly grabbed her from the hands of the person who removed her from the vehicle. "Mabel, Mabel, Mommy is here. Mommy is here. Mommy has arrived." Mabel, she never answered me. Her shut eyes didn't open, and her body was stiff. I could see the dried up tears on my baby's face. I could only imagine how long she cried for me, how long she cried for Mommy, calling my name, "Mommy, Mommy." But Mommy wasn't there. Mommy was busy in the market cutting down prices. What have I done? What have I done to myself? How could I have forgotten? How could a mother forget that she brought a baby with her to the market? How am I supposed to live with myself, knowing that I killed my own baby? Who would I tell my husband? Who would I tell Mabel's siblings? If I had known, I would have been honest with myself. I would have been honest with my husband. I would have told him how exhausted motherhood is for me. I would have told him how exhausted I was. I would have just asked for little help. But I didn't do any of that. I was trying to be a strong African woman, a strong mother. Now, how can I live with the tragedy of how trying to be a sweet, strong African mother took the life of my sweet little Mabel?